So companies are pouring a ton of money into generative AI, but a lot of them are asking a pretty simple question. Where's the return? If you've been wondering why the massive hype isn't quite matching the ROI, you are definitely not alone. Today, we're going to break down that exact problem, what we're calling the Gen AI paradox, and talk about the solution that's set to unlock some serious value, agentic AI. You've got this wild stat from McKinsey that really hits it home. It points to this fascinating contradiction. Adoption of Gen AI is through the roof, but the financial results, they're just not showing up. And that gap, that disconnect between everyone using it and nobody seeing a real impact, that's the core of the Gen AI paradox. Right, so what gives? With all this investment, all this excitement, why are companies not seeing the results they were promised? How is it even possible that a technology this widely used has had so little tangible impact on the bottom line? All right, let's really dig into this paradox. Because the root of the issue isn't that the technology is broken or that it doesn't work. Turns out it's all about how it's being used. I mean, the speed of adoption here has been absolutely mind-blowing. In just the few years since ChatGPT launched, usage has just skyrocketed. We're talking nearly 80% of companies. It's completely changed the game for how businesses think about AI. But here's the kicker. Even with that incredible adoption rate, the vast majority of those same companies, they're reporting no real material contribution to their earnings. So you've got all this energy, all this investment, and for most companies, crickets. That big, at-scale impact has been really, really elusive. And this right here, this really gets to the heart of the paradox. It's a huge imbalance. Most companies have focused on the easy stuff, these horizontal tools, like copilots for everyone. They give a tiny little productivity boost to a lot of people, but the impact is spread so thin, it's a mile wide and an inch deep. They've really struggled to scale the deep vertical solutions that could actually move the needle in a big way. Okay, so clearly we need a new playbook. To break out of this paradox, we have to move beyond these simple reactive tools. And that, my friends, is where agentic AI steps onto the stage. Now, don't confuse these with the Gen AI tools you're probably used to. Those are passive, right? They just sit there waiting for you to type something. AI agents, they're a completely different breed. Think of them more like a proactive partner, a virtual collaborator that you can give a high-level goal to, and it'll figure out how to get it done with minimal handholding. So you're probably wondering, okay, how does this actually work? Well, it's basically a four-step dance. First, the agent understands the goal. Then, it plans out the steps to get there. After that, it actually executes those actions, talking to other systems, maybe even other people. And finally, it adapts on the fly if things change. See, this isn't just about ticking off a single task. We're talking about managing a whole workflow from start to finish. Okay, this is where it gets really exciting. What does this actually mean for a business? Let's talk about the payoff, the real tangible value here. And this is probably the most important shift in thinking you have to make. The goal isn't just to jam an AI agent into an old process to make it a little bit faster. The real win, the home run, is when you stop trying to just speed up an old process and instead you rebuild it from the ground up with a team of humans and AI agents working together. Take a call center, for example. This makes it so clear. Level 1, basic Gen AI gives your human agents a nice little 5 to 10% boost. Okay, not bad. Level 2, you bring in AIs to automate simple tasks, and you're seeing 20 to 40% savings. Pretty good. But level 3, reinvention, that's the game changer. That's when agents are proactively solving issues before a customer even knows they have a problem. And you see a massive 60 to 90% drop in resolution time. And look, this isn't just some far-off theory. This is happening right now. A major bank used teams of AI agents to modernize a huge old software system, which is a nightmare of a project, by the way. And they literally cut the time and effort in half, 50%. That's huge. Or, get this, a market research firm is looking at over $3 million in savings every single year. How? They're using a multi-agent system to automatically find and explain weird anomalies in their data. And that's work that used to take a team of more than 500 people. Just imagine that. So the big question is, how do you actually get your hands on this kind of value? And let me be clear, this is not a tech problem you can just toss over the fence to your IT department. This has to come from the top. It is 100% a leadership challenge.
So if you're a leader, you've got to pivot your whole AI game plan. No more scattered little experiments here and there. It's about moving to strategic, focused programs. It's about stopping with single use cases and starting to reinvent whole processes from end to end, with teams that can actually build solutions that are meant to scale across the entire company.
It really forces you to ask a completely different kind of question. You're no longer asking, hey, where can I sprinkle in a little AI in this department? You're asking, what would this entire department look like if AI agents were running 60% of it? It's a total paradigm shift. And Paul Hudson, the CEO of Sanofi, he said it perfectly. If you're planning to delegate the AI revolution, then good luck to you. The message is loud and clear. This is not something you can just hand off. If you want to win, this transformation has to be led from the very top. So here's the bottom line. The technology is just going to keep getting better, but it's already good enough to drive massive change right now. The time for just dipping your toes in the water and running little experiments, well, that's coming to an end. The agentic advantage is on the table. The only question left is, are you ready to grab it?